together though. Just make sure.
Wait, why am I actually interested?
Welcome
in
to TPMvids Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney.
Okay.
If you're new
going to Disney soon, so
to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. We also have Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at TPMvideos.
crazy.
We all love a classic Disney ride,
What was that?
but
That's
sometimes the magic is interrupted when the rides malfunction and break down. 2020 has been quite the year for some wild Disney ride breakdowns.
Well, it's happening more now because there's so many fat people.
This video today has everything from sinking boats to dark rides with lights on, animatronic malfunctions, and in-show exits. Now, if you have a breakdown or malfunction you want to share for a chance to be featured in a future video,
Yeah, man, I got a lot of breakdowns and malfunctions, brother. I mean, I'm seeing a therapist about it, but if you want me to send you and trauma dump on you, you know, no problem sending that to you, okay?
you can send it to the email address on the screen. So without further ado, please keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside as we count down the top 10 Disney ride breakdowns, malfunctions, and in-show exits. Number 10. This first breakdown takes us to Hollywood Studios on Rise of the Resistance, in the room with the massive Star Destroyer guns firing into space.
Transport power. Please stay seated. Operations will resume shortly.
Oh my god.
It's kind of cool though that they have like they're prepped for like a technical malfunction, so they're like, hey, and they have like an audio thing go up on it, you know.
This breakdown video was sent in by Aspen in July of 2020, and what's cool here is that most of the show effects are still running. You just have the work lights on and no music.
It'd be a little jarring if they just kept the music on the whole time while you're just chilling.
Mission, please turn around and exit the resistance base.
You know, my wife got me for my birthday, because my birthday was in March 27th. She got me. We're going to MGM and a whole thing next week, so she got me like you had like a reservation to build a lightsaber. It's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that, doing that with my wife.
The manner in which you entered.
How do we do that?
Well, like with any Disney ride breakdown, after you're waiting in your ride vehicle, a cast member does come to the rescue to begin the in-show exit procedure.
Question is everybody comfortable walking downstairs?
Yes.
Whoa! How's that guy walking in space? Wait, no, they're not in space. They're in a ship.
Excellent. No. Awesome. All right, we're gonna get you guys out one group at a time here. We're all gonna walk out together though. Just make sure you guys have all your stuff with you, and then we'll all walk out as one big group.
Now, this is a pretty simple in-show exit since there are exits to backstage hallways all along the ride path. This one here would be behind this current ride vehicle.
Bro, could you imagine going to Disney to see like the one of your favorite ride? It's just not operational for like days. How fucking terrible would that be? I remember that happened to me once. There was like the ride at the Disney Magic Kingdom or whatever in Florida. And it was for the shooty Toy Story one where you sit down and shoot, and they're like, "Oh, we'll give you a pass so you can come back tomorrow, and you can do it for like you can jump the line." I'm like, "Bro, why the fuck would I go? Why the fuck would I go to this Magic Kingdom 2 days in a row? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?" You know, maybe people do that. I don't know. I feel like I want to buy another ticket for like Friday and go like again to Magic Kingdom twice, but we're probably just gonna go. You know, usually go one day in a row. Like we're going to go Magic Kingdom, and I think we're doing like MGM, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom. I can't wait for the animals, dude.
So once the cast members release the seatbelts and open the ride vehicle doors, it's just a hallway and a few stairs to get back into the park. Now, although Rise of the Resistance opened in December of 2019,
That's so cool because that's like CGI or whatever.
the ride is still seeing a lot of downtime. When it breaks down, it takes about an hour to reset the attraction, so that's where a lot of the time is spent when it's down. It's a fantastic ride, but very technologically
Let me watch. I'd stand there for an hour and watch them reset the ride. That'd be cool as hell.
complex. So hopefully they get these kinks worked out soon. Number 9. Staying at Walt Disney World, we'll head into Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid at Magic Kingdom.
That looks creepy as fuck. It looks like a baby wearing a wig. What the fuck is that?
Journey of the Little Mermaid at Magic Kingdom. Now, this ride is notorious
terrifying.
for stopping, and I bet you've been on the ride before and heard,
Maybe it's that sea witch. Listen to me. Stay seated in your clamshell while I get you the bottom of this.
usually the ride gets going again, but sometimes it actually does break down and the work lights need to come on. This next video was sent in by the Disney Child on Instagram, who caught a pretty interesting breakdown in the Kiss the Girl scene.
In your clamshell while I get you the bottom of this.
Now, there's a lot happening here. It looks like the video started with them powering the show lights back up, but then you have Sebastian's eyes being powered down. Then to continue the trend of unsettling, Ariel begins to slowly slouch forward.
Do you think furries love Animal Kingdom? I don't know, but if I see a furry on one of those rides, I'm gonna throw him into the fucking I'm gonna throw him into the safari. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it looks like they're ready to fall into a deep sleep. I don't know what's more unsettling though, the slouched Ariel and Eric animatronics, or the fact that Sebastian is not moving but blinking again.
Captain Under the Sea, please remain seated. Your ride will begin at any time. Thank you.
In the end, I guess they couldn't get the ride operating again despite their dedicated efforts. So it ended with a short walkthrough of the remainder of the show scenes to the unload area to complete the in-show exit procedure.
That's cool though, because you get to like see the ride when it's not a ride. I'd want to take a look at that, but not at the expense of my ride breaking down, you know.
Number 8.
I wouldn't want it to right
An
there.
attraction that really needs some love at Walt Disney World is Carousel Program.
I like this ride a lot. Actually, one of my favorite rides. You sit down and you just watch stuff for like 15 minutes. I kind of like it.
There have been malfunctions for days, and it really seems like it's been neglected for far too long. One issue that hasn't been fixed is the sound system in the first act.
So there's a great big beautiful tomorrow, shining at the end of every day. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
Yep, that's the #1 Disney dad singing a cappella. Since late 2019, this was a common malfunction
It
that's
sounds pretty good though.
now made its way into 2020. And it isn't just a lack of music when John is singing. There's no musical underscore either.
Hey. It looks like the Robins are getting ready to celebrate Valentine's Day today.
This is what you should hear.
It looks like the Robins are getting ready to celebrate Valentine's Day today. What year is it?
The musical underscore sets the tone. Without it, the scene feels really dull and lacks a lot of energy.
Well, you know what kind of sport I am.
I only hope I have an evening as romantic as yours and mother's.
Something is missing. And Patricia's curling iron is spinning around her head. Oh, this poor attraction. But this is what you should hear.
Well, you know what kind of sport I am.
I only hope I have an evening as romantic as yours and mother's.
In my honest opinion, it's pretty bad show since it's an ongoing problem. If it was a one-off, I'd say, things happen and it'll be
I've never seen that before. I've been on that ride a few times in my days. My mom used to take me to Disney all the time when I was a young kid.
fixed. But this is a major malfunctioning issue that needs to be addressed. So Disney, please just give Carousel Progress the love it deserves. Thank you. Number 7. Next, we'll travel into Spaceship Earth at Epcot, and it looks like we got the right update we've all been waiting for.
I like this ride a lot too. What the fuck?
What's going on?
Whoa, somebody put the World of Warcraft on there.
What's my World of Warcraft? What should my future be?
This is no breakdown, but it's a pretty weird and hilarious malfunction that happened at the end of July of this year.
That's cool.
After speaking to Haley, who posted the video on TikTok, she said that once their picture was taken, the screen went black, and then this control panel for the graphics card appeared. I guess we now know that touchscreens at Disney run on Intel HD graphic cards.
Fantastic.
The screen's usually dark during this portion of the ride, and I would assume someone was playing with the graphics settings on the main server that these touchscreens are connected to. But I wonder if any of the other screens had the same problem. What's even more hilarious is that they were actually able to select options on the screen.
What should my future be?
That's great.
Now this lasted for the entire ride, then once they began their descent back to Earth, the usual prompts for choosing your future appeared. It's a pretty hilarious malfunction to catch on camera, and I guess we just gotta thank the Phoenicians for this one.
Imagine there was no cell phones at the time. You wouldn't have been able to do that. You use your little flip phone. I look like the kind of guy with his hat on that would have a flip phone. I want to buy a flip phone. I don't give a shit about this thing anymore. It's like I need it for work, but you know.
Number 6. Now what's
You want me to stream on that ride? You guys want me to just stream the whole day at Disney? That would be terrible. I mean, it sounds cool, but then it's like one of those things where it's like, damn, I have no private life. You know what I mean? That's one of the things why you know what I mean. Like I have no me time. You know?
creepier than a ride on It's a Small World with some broken animatronics? Well, how about adding a ride on It's a Small World with no music at all?
Oh, it might have fallen out of the camera when I was looking for it. I didn't take any out.
This ride-through was captured by WDW Park videos on YouTube, and seeing how the work lights are on, the attraction was definitely malfunctioning. This included some of the animatronics not working either. Don't you think there's just something unsettling about a
Yeah,
silent
I like that hip though. I've never seen that. I feel like I've never internalized that before. You know?
ride experience with just the squeaking sounds of the animatronics?
I suppose because John could have been on plane. This is really odd, but no noise.
Now this went on for the entire ride, and there was no in-show exit. But how would you feel being on It's a Small World during this situation? Comment below.
I've never been in here. It's so quiet. This is the weirdest thing.
Okay.
Number 5.
I'm gonna be your skipper for as far as I get, but even more importantly, if you don't laugh at my jokes, I will be your swimming instructor.
Usually when a Jungle Cruise skipper says this, they're obviously kidding and being punny, but nothing could have predicted what happened on February 27th, 2020 at Magic Kingdom.
Oh shit.
Yup, you're seeing that right. As a Jungle Cruise boat made its way into the Nile River, it somehow malfunctioned and water started to make its way into the boat.
We're sinking.
The boat malfunctioned. There's a fucking hole in it, bro.
In less than 2 minutes, it went from floating to submerged underwater.
Wow. I mean, like, okay, submerged usually implies underwater.
Just listen
Probably just being too semantical.
to the stream of water. It literally sounds like Schweitzer Falls, only instead of the backside of water, it's the underside of water. This is probably one of the most shocking ride breakdowns we've seen in a while, which in a way was like a little metaphor of what to expect from 2020. Now the passengers weren't stranded for too long, and in about 20 minutes they were rescued. This video shows the rescue taking place, and thankfully
Oh
this
my
part of the
God.
river isn't
It took them 20 minutes to rescue them? What a shame.
too deep. I mean, a lot of water made it into the boat, but if it was in a deeper portion of the river, like the Hippo Pool, then this could have been much worse.
You don't want to fall in that wall.
Bro, like, there's nothing in that pool. I don't think there's any fish in there, but I would still be so scared of, like, fucking crocodiles and shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just because I don't know. Because they set the atmosphere so well.
That water's gonna come up and you're gonna be doing the same thing in a second.
I would fucking cry too, dude. I would fucking cry. I would legitimately fucking cry.
People were standing on seats and edges trying to take shelter. Everyone was safe. Shockingly, this isn't the first time a Jungle Cruise boat has sank. According to Greg Angel, his friend Michelle sunk the first boat in 2004, well before social media was a thing, so who would have known? All I can
Greg's just riding a trend, dude. That guy's a fucking liar.
say is that hopefully this is the last time a boat sinks, but as they say, things do come in threes.
True.
Number 4.
Just like my testicles.
This next one isn't a ride breakdown, but I figured you wouldn't mind a good old
I
animatronic
like this.
malfunction. It's sort of become a tradition to talk about Jose on the Grand Fiesta tour, and he's back with some malfunctions
That's a fun tour.
following a very specific timeline. On July 19th, 2020, that Disney boy on Twitter tagged us in this video that shows a Jose who doesn't seem to be doing too well. He seems kind of jittery. Probably a little nervous about performing for an audience again after having 4 months off. Well, then on July 21st,
Whoa!
2 days later, he totally freaked out, and Magical News Live on Twitter caught Jose
I can't believe his friends aren't trying to help him up.
back on the ground. I feel like at this point, that's Jose's happy place. So this happened around 5 p.m., but the malfunction was quickly addressed and probably not in the way you're thinking. In a quick turn of events, Magical News Live caught this memorial service for Jose later that same evening. The animatronic was covered up in props to conceal his resting place. I mean, you'd never know he was there. The next day, the ride reopened, and Jose was nowhere to be found. Missing. Gone. Where is he? We don't know. His spirit flew the coop, but they did place some flowers on the ground in memory of where he once stood. Now, don't worry, because this story does have a happy ending, like every Disney story.
I like
Jose
the
may have
flowers
been
and
MIA
shit
for over
before.
a week, but on July 30th,
Like, I liked the baskets and stuff better than a fucking flower.
First, he was reunited with the band, where he continues to sing his little heart out. Number 3.
It's hard to see what's wrong where I increase speed. That's a good point. I didn't even remember that we increased the speed.
The newest ride at Walt Disney World is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway
This guy talks slow as fuck. Wait, let me increase the speed for like a second.
Railway. Since opening in March, it's had its share of
Bro, he talks way too slow, brother.
breakdowns, but not to the extent of Rise of the Resistance. Generally, it's handling operations very well. But Park Hopper's show on Twitter caught a breakdown while they were in the tunnel scene with Mickey and Minnie. I guess that's what happens when you hit the track switch.
Everyone, looks like we're experiencing a brief delay.
His mouth isn't moving. He's a ghost.
Remain seated, and we'll get your runaway railway.
Where is this at?
While they were the Resistance. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Number 3. The newest ride at Walt Disney World is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Where's Walt Disney World? Is that in California? Which one is that? Oh, it's in Florida. Which one is Disneyland? Oh, Disney World is in Florida. Disneyland is in California.
Opening in March,
cool.
it's had
I've never been on this before. I can't wait, dude. I can't wait.
its share of breakdowns, but not to the extent of Rise of the Resistance. Generally, it's handling operations.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I watched a documentary, a Disney documentary about like it was like a 6-part, I think, about like all the rides and like or about like all the different lands. Like, you know, there's ones in like you know, China. Well, I don't know if it's China. I think there's one in China and Japan, blah blah blah, all these other places, and like France and also the show. And in there, I remember I've been to California before, and I went to Disneyland before, I think. And so I called my mom later to just talk to her, and I was like, "Hey, did we ever go to?" Because there's like a beach park in California too. I forget what it's called, but it's like right across the street from Disneyland. And so I was like, "Mom, how was it when we went?" And she's like, "It didn't even exist when you were there." I was like, "What the fuck? What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, they opened in like 1993. I was born in 1990. I think they made it in like 2003. I don't really remember. But either way, like it wasn't even built yet when I was there. And I was like, holy shit, like I'm fucking old. I forget what it was called when it was built, but I was like, oh god damn. Like that's the weirdest experience where like it's so weird, bro. I'm getting so old. Like I'm not a kid, you know?
Very well. But Park Hopper's show on Twitter caught a breakdown while they were in the tunnel scene with Mickey and Minnie. When you hit that track switch.
Gosh, everyone, looks like we're experiencing.
Now, in another video sent in of a breakdown in the exact same spot, you get a rare glimpse of the car resetting for the next train, which is pretty cool to see. Listen to that thing go. Now, breaking down in this scene makes for another straightforward in-show exit.
Attention, Runaway Railway riders. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please remain seated in your train car until a cast member arrives to assist you.
After a brief time waiting, a cast member comes to open the train doors, and all the guests are walked off the ride. Now, the first time I was personally on the ride back in March, it did break down for a few minutes
That
in
looks so
Daisy's dance
cool,
studio.
dude. I'm coming. I'm shitting and farting right now.
So, when you briefly stop and no evacuation is
Daisy can fucking get it, bro. Fucking slam the fuck out of her.
needed, this is what you hear.
Attention riders, we have temporarily stopped Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Please remain seated. No, Mickey, I'm just a voice.
Number 2. This next one takes us into Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye at Disneyland.
Yep.
The breakdown from January 2020 was sent in to us by John Lucarelli. Now, this was sort of an odd breakdown experience. So they were stuck here for a little while, but there was no in-show exit needed. Instead, they were sent through the ride with the work lights on, with only the sound of the hydraulics and motors of the ride vehicles, screaming guests, and very, very glitchy audio.
Fuck.
Leave it, I got it.
It's so crazy though, because I feel like even though this is obviously bad for like from Disney's perspective for the experience, I feel like it's still like kind of cool, and it's like a different way to look at the ride. That's almost like fun, you know, when you do it like this. It's like, oh look, it's like playing a fucking glitch in a video game. You know what I mean?
The ride was supposed to be brought back into full show mode, but the audio kept on glitching and the ride vehicle stopped multiple times.
Saying so. I hate to see it.
The attraction was definitely experiencing some temperamental issues. This is what happens when you gaze into the eyes of Mara. Don't do it. The great thing with
Gaze into the
Disneyland,
eyes
though, is
of
that when you don't get the full
Mara.
ride experience, you can ask to stay on the ride vehicle, and a cast member will be more than willing to let you go again.
Oh, that's cool.
Number 1. Now, the Jungle Cruise boat isn't the only thing that sunk at Magic Kingdom in
All
2020.
right, we got the racist ride, baby.
This video here was posted on Twitter of a ride breakdown on August 2nd that resulted in a log sinking just after
I do that every day. I sink a log every day.
the finale. As the log began to fill up with water,
Right after the finale too. Yep. Right. That's true.
the guests were luckily able to escape the lap bars and get out before it fully sank. It's kind of ironic that behind them there's a sign that says boat rentals, which would be very helpful in this situation. Now, similar situations to this have happened in the past, but in the grand scheme of things, it's extremely rare that a log takes on this much water and sinks. According to a former cast member, each log has a small flap valve at the bottom by your feet. It's only supposed to open in one direction to drain the logs, but sometimes debris can wedge the valve open and it lets water in. That's probably what happened here. Thankfully, everyone was safe, and I understand that there are safety protocols that are in place for a reason, but
At least it didn't happen like before they went down like the flume. Like imagine it happened like while they were going down the flume. That'd be fucking.
if it was
terrible.
me, my instinct would be to get out of the sinking log as well, no matter how shallow or deep the water.
Ooh, my wife got her nails done for Disney. She messaged in the chat. She's I'm actually obsessed with my nails. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.